Welcome to bongosikha. Today, aspirants, I am going to discuss about the election commission, which is very important, and it is very important for the exam also. So, as a students of political science or not or polity, you have to understand the election commission very well. So, first I am going to discuss the election commission. Election commission, first you have to know that it is a permanent body. It is an independent body established by the Constitution of India to ensure free and fair elections in the country. So that is the main thing, that to ensure free and impartial elections in the country all over the territories, throughout the territory of India. Election commission was constituted by the Constitution of India, and Article 324 of the Constitution provides the power of the superintendents, govern, direction, control over the elections of the parliament, state legislatures, office of the president, office of the vice president shall be vested over the election commission. Thus, the election commission is an all India body in the sense that it is common to both the central government and the state governments. So this is the election commission. So first you have to remember that election commission is a permanent body. Election commission is an established is an independent body and established by the Constitution of India, and Article 324 deals everything with the election commission. So next I am coming to composition. So as I told right now that election commission is constituted by the Constitution of India, and Article 324 is responsible for entire programs, working principles of the election commission. So Article 324 has made the following provisions with regard to the position of the election commission. So the election commission shall consist of the chief election commissioner and such other members of the election commissioners which president may deem to appoint from time to time. Jodi president mone kore je time election commissioner aro niyukto korte hobe, tokhon president jerokom mone korben ba tini jerokom approval deben sei moton election commissioner aro niyukto kora hobe. So eta hocche first thing, that election commissioner shall, the election commission shall consist of the chief election commissioner and the other election commissioners if the president may deem it necessary to appoint them from time to time. So this is the one point. Next, that the appointment of the chief election commissioner and the other election commissioners will be decided or determined by the president. And when point number 3, that when the other commissioners are appointed or observed in the election commission, then the chief election commissioner will act as the chairman of the election commission. So when other election commissioners are recruited in the election commission, then the chief election commissioner will act as the electoral as the chairman of the election commission. So he will act as the chairman, and if the president, after consultation with the election commission, think that he deems fit it necessary to assist the election commission, he may appoint the regional commissioners to assist the election commission. So that is another aspect, that if the president, after consultation with the election commission, thinks it necessary, he may recruit the other regional commissioners also. And the entire service conditions, tenure of the election commissioners and the regional commissioners, everything will be determined by the president. So this is the composition. So election commission is mainly comprises of the chief election commissioner and the other election commissioners. If the president deems fit, he will appoint them from time to time. And when the chief election commissioner will be appointed as the main, so other commissioners will be appointed, then the chief election commissioner will act as the chairman of the election commission. And there may be a regional commissioner if the president thinks that they can assist the election commission, and the service conditions, tenure, everything of the election commissioners will be determined by the president. Next, the independence, which is very important because election is responsible for conducting free, fair, impartial election within the territory of India. So, in order so that the election commission can perform its duties independently and impartially, so Article 324, as I told that Article 324 deals with the entire provisions of the election commission. So, deals with the following provisions to ensure the independent and impartial functioning of the election commission. So the chief election commissioner, when the chief election commissioner is appointed, he is appointed with the security of tenure, means he cannot be removed at any time. He can be removed on the recommendation of the parliament by the president on the grounds of the proved misbehavior or incapacity, and his removal procedure will be like that of the removal or impeachment of a judge of the Supreme Court. So he is the chief election commissioner is provided with the security of the tenure. Next, tenure মানে তার একটা চাকরির স্থায়িত্বকাল থাকছে, মানে চাকরির যদি স্থায়িত্ব না থাকে তাহলে তো সে যে কোনো মুহূর্তে দুর্নীতি পরায়ণ হয়ে যেতে পারে, সে যে কোনো মুহূর্তে করাপ্ট পলিসির, কিন্তু তার যদি চাকরির স্থিরতা থাকে তখন সে সেই কাজটাকে আরও অনেস্টলি সেটাকে পারফর্ম করার চেষ্টা করবে। তো এই ব্যাপারটা চলে আসছে, যার জন্য সবসময় একটা সিকিউরিটি অফ টেনিওর, চাকরির একটা সিকিউরিটি দেওয়া হয়, যাতে সেই গভর্নমেন্ট অফিসার তিনি যাতে তার চাকরির প্রতি শ্রদ্ধা সম্মান রেখে যেন সেই চাকরিটাকে, তার পদকে সে যেন জাস্টিফাই করতে পারে। তো এইটা গেল। এবার নেক্সট, দ্য সার্ভিস কন্ডিশনস অফ দ্য চিফ ইলেকশন কমিশনার cannot be varied to his disadvantage after his appointment. The service conditions of the chief election commissioner cannot be varied to his disadvantage after his appointment. তার মানে সে একবার অ্যাপয়েন্টমেন্ট যখন সে নির্বাচিত হচ্ছে তারপরে তার সার্ভিস কন্ডিশনসগুলো কখনো চেঞ্জ করে যায় না, যে তার যদি কোনো ধরনের ডিসঅ্যাডভান্টেজ তার সার্ভিস কন্ডিশনসের মধ্যে দেখা যায়, কোনো ত্রুটি ধরা পড়ে, তার জন্য যে তার পুরো জিনিসটা চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাবে, যে পদমর্যাদা, তার রেসপন্সিবিলিটি, তা কিন্তু নয়। এগুলো করা হয় যাতে সে পুরো ইলেকশনটা বৈধভাবে করাতে পারে, সুষ্ঠুভাবে করাতে পারে, সম্পন্ন করাতে পারে ইলেকশন কমিশনটা। এনি আদার ইলেকশন কমিশনার or any other regional commissioner cannot be removed. Any other regional commissioner, as I told that regional commissioners will be appointed by the president if he thinks that they may assist the election commission. So no other commissioner, election commissioner or regional commissioners can be removed except on the recommendation of the chief election commissioner. তাহলে এই প্রভিশনসগুলো রাখাই হচ্ছে এই কারণে যে এই পদ, চিফ ইলেকশন কমিশনারের পদটা কতখানি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, কতখানি বৈধ, যে কনস্টিটিউশনালি সাংবিধানিকভাবে এটি কতখানি বৈধ, যে এই প্রভিশনসগুলো আর্টিকেল 324 রেখে দিচ্ছে যাতে একজন চিফ ইলেকশন কমিশনার সুষ্ঠুভাবে সমস্ত ভোট গ্রহণ পদ্ধতি দেশের মধ্যে কন্ডাক্ট করাতে পারে within the territory of India. So next I am coming to discuss about the powers and functions. The powers and functions of the election commissions can be categorized into three divisions, that is the quasi-judicial, advisory and administrative. So three divisions are there: administrative, advisory and quasi-judicial. Quasi-judicial means semi-judicial. So this is the powers and functions of the election commission. So in detail that powers and functions of the election commission I am going to discuss. That the first task of the election commission to determine the territorial areas of the electoral constituencies throughout the territory of India based on the delimitation commission act of the parliament. Delimitation commission act of the parliament মানে territorial units গুলোকে আগে ঠিক করে নেওয়া, constitutional যে ইলেকটোরাল কনস্টিটুয়েন্সিগুলোকে আগে ঠিক করে নেওয়া, দ্য টেরিটোরিয়াল এরিয়াস অফ দ্য ইলেকটোরাল কনস্টিটুয়েন্সিস বেসড অন দ্য লিমিটেশন কমিশন অ্যাক্ট অফ পার্লামেন্ট। নেক্সট, টু প্রিপেয়ার অ্যান্ড পিরিয়ডিক্যালি prepared prepare and periodically revise the electoral rolls and nominates the legitimate voters and register all eligible voters. Next, scrutinization of papers, that is another important task of the Election Commission, to notify the dates and the schedules of the elections, that in what way the elections will be conducted, the dates, that which date, which territorial constituency that election is going to be held. So to give the dates and all the schedules of the elections is another important task of the Election Commission, and to scrutinize the nomination papers. Then what is the another important task? To give recognition to the political parties, because if Election Commission doesn't recognize any party as a political party, that party will not be able to elect to stand their representative in the election, to contest in the election. So to grant that electoral symbols to the parties. So this is very important, that it is the power of the Election Commission to give recognition to the political parties and grant political symbols to the political parties. So this is another important task. Next, the Election Commission sometimes has to act as a court of settling disputes which may arise out of the granting of the recognition of political parties and the granting of the political symbols to the each political parties. In that case, the Election Commission sometimes has to act as a court to settle the disputes. And next, that is the to prepare a roster for publicity. That is another important task, to prepare a roster for publicity of the working of the different political parties through TV channels, through radio during the time of the election. So that is another important thing, to discard the election area which if any rigging has taken place in that particular region, and to advise the President on the disqualification of any member of the Parliament, to advise the Governor of the state regarding the disqualification of any member of the state legislature, to determine the code of conduct which has to be followed by the election, means the candidates, the voters and the political parties during the time of the election. And as I told right now, that to cancel the polls in the event of the rigging. Jodi kono rigging jekhane mane গুন্ডাগর্দি করে যদি কোনো ভোটের জায়গা দখল করে নেওয়া হয়, ইমিডিয়েটলি সেই পোল সেই মানে ইলেকটোরাল সেই জায়গাটাকে, সেই কনস্টিটিউয়েন্সিটাকে, সেই পোলস যেখানে ইলেকশন নেওয়া হচ্ছে, যেখানে সংগঠিত হচ্ছে, সেই জায়গাটাকে সঙ্গে সঙ্গে রিজেক্ট করে দেওয়া, কারণ অলরেডি সেখানে কিন্তু আর আইনের হাত ধরে জিনিসটা হচ্ছে না। তো এই কাজগুলো প্রধানত এই কাজগুলো কিন্তু থাকছে, যে এই জিনিসগুলোকে সুষ্ঠুভাবে কন্ডাক্ট করা, এগুলো হচ্ছে মেইন জিনিস যেগুলো থাকছে Election Commissioner. Next, apart from this, that Election Commission is always assisted or is assisted sometimes by the Deputy Election Commissioners who are drawn from the civil service, means they are all civil servant and are appointed for a fixed tenure. So the Election Commissioner and the Deputy Election Commissioner also, they are appointed for a fixed tenure. And in the case of the state, the Election Commission is assisted by Chief Electoral Officer by the who is appointed by the Election Commission in consultation with the state government. So Chief Electoral Officer assists the Election Commission in conducting the election of the states. So next, only a few things are there, that is the principles of the Election Commission. What are the guiding principles of the Election Commission? The Commission has laid down for itself the guiding principles, that is to uphold the values which are enshrined in the Constitution, that is the impartiality, freeness, fairness, transparency. These all are required. Equality, equity, impartiality, independence, and the rule of law, that is the power of the power of the direction, control, and superintendence over the governance of the Election Commission. electoral governance, over the electoral governance. So main task is to uphold with the values which are enshrined in the Constitution, that is impartiality, freeness, fairness, transparency, everything, and independence also, and equality. So that is the first guiding principle of the Election Commission. Next, that to conduct election with the highest standard of professionalism, transparency, then credibility, freeness, fairness should be there, so that they can conduct the elections with with high standard of professionalism. Means freeness should be there, fairness should be there, equality should be there, professionalism should be there. So this is the another thing, and to ensure the participation of all eligible voters in a voter-centric or voter-friendly environment, to create that type of environment where voters feel very that it is a voter-friendly environment. They can easily come and they can easily apply their universal adult franchise, which means the right to vote. And after attaining the age of the 18 years, they can come and they can confer their votes. So to create that type of environment is another guiding principle of the Election Commission. And to promote awareness among the stakeholders, means all the voters, all the party holders, the regional parties, all the parties, to about the vote, that why it is important, why Election Commission is important, and why it is important to conduct votes in a free, fair way, impartial way. That is the utmost needed to means give awareness regarding this among all the voters. And then to build quality infrastructure. Quality infrastructure, like in the recent years now, EVM, electronic voting machine, is applied, that EVM. So to conduct the elections in the free and fair manner, electronic voting machine. So these are the main things which that main required to conduct the free and fair elections of the voting, and the guiding principles of the Election Commission also. And last point, that is to contribute to the reinforcement of the democratic values by maintaining and reinforcing confidence and trust of the people in the electoral system. Electoral system means that the Election Commission, which is governed, which is conducted by the Election Commission, the electoral system of the country, যাতে দেশের মানুষের electoral system উপরে একটা ভরসা থাকে, একটা আস্থা থাকে, তারা যাতে ভোট দিতে নিরাপদে আসতে পারে, এবং ভোটিংয়ের জায়গাটাতে যাতে কোনো রকমের কোনো রিগিং না হয়, কোনো গুন্ডার দখলে না চলে যায়, কোনো পলিটিক্যাল কোনো পার্টির একটা দখলে না চলে যায়, সেই ব্যাপারগুলোকে একদম নিশ্চিত একটা নিরাপত্তা দেওয়ার জন্য ইলেকশন কমিশন ভীষণভাবে জরুরি। টু ক্রিয়েট দ্যাট টাইপ অফ এনভায়রনমেন্ট, means that voter-centric environment and voter-friendly environment. For that is it is highly responsible Election Commission. So I hope you have understand that Election Commission, this is very important for your exam. Thank you.